Hey, so John here. My brother Elias, who's behind the camera, kind of turned me on to this idea. It's been around, I guess, for a long time. It's called Hügelkultur. And so we've got a garden. You can kind of see over there, I got a little bit of a raised bed growing a few tomatoes and some lettuce. And then on the other side of the property, I've got some tomatoes and potatoes and squash and cucumbers growing. But I've got all this land. I got 6.5 acres, and it's kind of useless. I mean, a lot of it's wooded and rocky, and you can't really do a lot with it. And I've tried growing gardens here for the last, well, the 6 years that we've lived here, and it's just not real effective. So Elias kind of turned me on to this Hügelkultur idea, because what we can do is build raised beds using all natural materials and kind of let nature work for us. And so what we did was we started with some cardboard. We lay the cardboard down on the ground. I know it looks kind of junky, but what we do is we put the cardboard down to kind of suppress the natural grass and the seeds from the weeds and all that. But then we put a bottom layer here with the larger logs. Now, thankfully, with 6.5 acres worth of trees, I've got a lot of fallen rotten logs, some old firewood that was never used, and so a lot of this has already started to break down. And so we kind of just hauled it in here and started making a bottom layer using the larger stuff. And what we'll do is, as we build it up, we're going to add some smaller layers or smaller items on the next layer, like sticks, and then we'll go up from there with some grass and leaves, and then maybe a little dirt here and there, and try to just kind of build a raised bed out of all natural organics. One thing we can see down here that we've done, and you may not be able to see any, but as we were finding some of these rotten logs, we dug up a lot of big earthworms, and so we've thrown them in here. There's a bunch of ants down here that are eating up these logs. That's going to help the wood break down. It's going to help with the rotting stage of this. So the earthworms have already all kind of burrowed beneath everything, but they're going to do wonders. They're going to really work for us in this process. So when we do the next layer, we'll come back and we'll post some video update of that as well. All right, so we've completed the Hügelkultur bed. It took us about 5 hours to get it done today. It's been a long, hot day. It's first day of summer, so we kind of brought it in with a bang. But we got all the layers put on it. Originally, I had posted, or I'd put up some video, audio updates along the way, but we had some technical difficulties, so I wanted to follow up with this final kind of a walkthrough. So we put the bottom layer of the logs, and then we followed that up with the layer of the larger sticks, the ones that were probably 2 to 3 inches in diameter. And then the layer above that was more like pencil sized, all the way up to maybe half an inch, quarter of an inch, something like that. And then on top of that, we put a layer of old dry leaves, and then a layer of green organic material, things like some old briars, blackberry bushes, green leaves, some fronds from a mimosa tree I chopped down, and some things like that, and then another layer of brown leaves on top of that. So now the process starts of breaking it down. We're probably talking about a year or so before this will be ready to use. But by this fall, I'm planning on adding some more layers to it, some dirt, some compost, and some more leaves to help everything break down. And the plan is, according to tradition and history and some horticultural science, is this is going to break down and create soil of its own that we can use to grow a lot of vegetables, especially root vegetables, onions, potatoes, carrots, stuff like that. That's going to grow really good in loose soil, and it's going to be rich, and it's going to be 100% organic. So anyway, for now, I'm John.
I'm Eli.
And we're the Bryan brothers, doing our organic gardening in the great state of Arkansas. And until next time, good day.